What's up, comic community? This is Nick the Comic Nerd doing my Sunday showing. I finally have a name for it. This is we're gonna call it Nick's Nerd Word. So basically, it's just like my final word on the books that I read this week. So I figured that's kind of a good name. A friend of mine was like, "Why don't you use a turn on your name with it?" And I liked it. I was like, "This is a good idea." A lot of reads this week, which is great. You know, again, enjoying the books, which is great. Not like reading anything I don't want to read. All good things, all positive things, all like I keep saying, not like burying myself in books just to catch up. I'm taking my time and enjoying what I'm reading. And what's going to start happening this week is Panda Awesome. If you guys don't check him out, check him out. I should put his link in the description. Sent me Invincible's Compendium books 1 and 2. I've originally read the first trade, but he gave me the first 2 compendiums. So I'm going to start reading a couple issues of that each night before I fall asleep and hopefully have those back to me because I've had them for a long time and I feel really bad, but he doesn't mind. He said, take your time with it. He's just a good dude. I'm trying to do a little something for him with it too. So, but yeah, that's the goal, is to do a couple of those and then let you guys know how I thought that was during the week. But I think through this pile, there was really only like 1 or 2 bad reads. One of them was like a one-shot for me kind of deal. I think I bought it for the title, to be honest. I don't know. And a little disappointed in myself. It wasn't exactly my flavor. I think I was just trying to get back into a story. We'll get to it. Before we get started, Cole's Comic Claims. You guys all know Cole from Comic Burrito back in the day. He's at 992 subscribers as of 12:15 Sunday night. I put his link in the description below. We're going to try and get him to 1,000. I have a feeling by the time I wake up Monday morning, Cole's going to be at 1,000, which is awesome. Very happy for him. Jumped off and did his own thing and just is crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Does great content. You don't want to miss Cole. So let me just get a few more boards and bags, and then I'll start showing you guys my stuff. Captain, what's up? What's up? Dude, I loved your show. I know I said it on my Thursday show. Not my Thursday, it was a Friday show. I know I said it on my new Comic Book Day Haul show, but I loved it. I thought that was so cool, and your panel was obviously fantastic. So big fan. Excited to see what else you guys are going to do. And hopefully I'll have a Tuesday night off and can message you and jump on there maybe and have some fun. So if you guys don't check out Captain started doing a Tuesday cover drawing show. So basically, he has you draw based off of a topic, and his topic was great. It's cool because it wasn't anything like super comic related, and I think that's what made it so much more fun. It was legit about like biker quotes or things you hear at things you might hear at a motorcycle rally. That's what it was, and it was great. So the panel has to just take a comic book cover. They use the bag to not draw on the actual cover, and they take a marker and draw on the bag with the comic in there so it looks like it's part of the cover. It was hilarious. It was awesome. It's so creative. I love the idea. It's cool because it kind of brings back Lamer Frame, but in a totally new way and not what Lamer Frame was. So even the scoring system is great, so I love it. Hell yeah, dude. All right, let's get into comics. First off, again, I read another trade. I read volume 3 of Something is Killing the Children. Another good story. This one ended differently for me, where I wasn't expecting Erica to have to like go back home where it all began. So I'm looking forward to volume 4. But yeah, so that was a good one. It was a great read. And now we're just gonna go through the issues I read. So I read The Last Barbarians, issue number 1. Cool new image series. This is about a girl. Her name is Sylv, like short for Silver, and her brother and like her dog going on trying to basically just make money, getting whatever job they can. They're jobbers, and it was super funny. It was super great to read. Ends on a little cliffhanger. Really, really well done. I very much enjoyed it. This series, I know they're on like issue 4 or 5, but this is Batman vs. Robin 2. This was fantastic. This leaves off where Robin left off, basically, and Batman and Alfred. This might have been my read of the week. I'll keep going through the pile, but Batman and Alfred basically had to go through like nightmare settings and find their way out and try and figure out why it was happening. And it was really, really, really well done, to be honest. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Great read. This was really good, too. This is a great cover also. Shang-Chi has to basically go into a fighting tournament against 10 other people. So they spread out the 10 rings amongst all the fighters. And when you beat that fighter, you get their ring. So he was up to 2, but ended up giving one to an old friend who it might come down to the 2 of them for. Nightwing number 97. Great read. Fantastic read. Nightwing is just so good. This has got to be DC's like best seller right now. Or at least best storyline, if you're asking me. I'm not seller, but best storyline. This was the first arc of the new story. I think it's called Vacuum or the Vacuum Seal, something like that. Nightwing and Batgirl are helping the police commissioner escort one of the Maronis. So super cool. And the way they get caught up and have to like find out what's going on and stuff like that. So, and like how people are all after the Maronis, and super cool. And how they're going to have to basically defend him. Darth Vader 28. This was really cool. I'm loving this Darth Vader run. I can't believe it's on number 28 already, to be honest. So this was exactly what it looks like. Vader brings Padme's, her name is Sabe, or Sabe. They bring her to Palpatine, and he basically calls her out and is like, you're just turning Vader into a good guy, and that's not good. And it's about how she's got to prove herself to them, which is really cool. And it's almost like her and Darth Vader are kind of like gaining a better relationship, because she was known as the Shadow Queen. Now she's just a Shadow, which is super cool. I like the name. But yeah, she ends up at the end. You find out all of her sisters, who were the other people who were like looked like Padme to keep her protected, all show up and they're looking for her. So Magic the Gathering 19. This was good. It was a little bland. There was not much to it. Conversationally or art, really. Like it's almost like like the war is being set up, like the big fight is gonna go down. This was just setting it up, I guess. I was a little bland. I was a little bored by it. I do like the run, so I'll keep reading it, but overall I was like, meh. This was awful. This is the one I was saying at the beginning, how kind of forced myself into a story, this Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This was terrible. I read into the final 5 pages and then I quit because I just couldn't stay awake. It had a cool concept of Peter Parker's got like some stone, and that might be it. I might just be like missing an issue or 2 beforehand, and that's why the story doesn't make sense to me, and that's totally okay. But yeah, basically Peter's like got this stone, and every time he touches it, he falls into like another like nightmare, I guess you could say, or like a bad thought he has, and how it becomes like his reality sort of, and he knows what he's doing, but it just wasn't like cup of tea. The Spider-Man stuff just isn't my thing. I wanted to get back into it. Carnage 7. This is Carnage in Hell Part 2. I really liked this. This might be my cover of the week. I love this cover. Very well done. Very bold cover. This is really cool because Malekith was back in here. And he ends up having to protect the Carnage, like one of the carriers of the symbiote, and it goes around and around. Like there's multiple ones of them in Hell with Thor's sister Hell. So good, to be honest. So good. Definitely recommend if you're into Carnage. You could read issue 6 to dive into the arc. It's great. Dark Crisis. This is number 6. This is number 5. I didn't love this. It was good. It was very good. Don't get me wrong. But everything kind of just happens. And for me, I'm like, I don't love that. Like how the next heroes, the future state heroes have to bring back the Justice League to help fight Pariah. It's just a little sudden the way they did it. And I was like, nah, it's kind of like when you're reading an issue and you know a big fight's going to happen at the end and it's all done in 2 pages. And then you're like, That's what that was for me. This was pretty good. The Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue number 1. This is a great cover, obviously. This might be my cover of the week. This was a little bland, but it was good. I liked it. I'm excited. I have like the next 4, I think. Really cool turn of events at the end. I wasn't expecting it to be who it was. It was kind of like a masked person who was set up to die and then doesn't. But it was really, really well done. It's basically like there's 2 Jokers. Like the Man Who Stopped Laughing, I think is like I'm gonna get like it's almost like a Clayface thing where it's like it's just a clone of the Joker, and you find out that the Joker is somewhere else. So pretty well done. Excited to see where it goes. Amazing. Do a Powerbomb 5, absolutely amazing. Sun and Steel are in the finals. And yeah, it's an incredible match, an incredible read. Some things get revealed in this story, and just when you think it's going to end, it's almost like this is the end of the first arc, and there's more to go. So we'll see how that goes. This was the first issue of Venom I actually liked in a long time for small reasons. So this is Venom 11. The character you see on the front is the Sleeper symbiote, and it's got a new host. And basically, it had to randomly trust somebody. There was like in a bar, there was an ex-military guy who does security and stuff, and he's kind of his own thing. And the Sleeper symbiote was like, you know what, we're gonna go for this guy and see what happens. And kind of interesting, pretty cool because it's kind of like a key that might be worth having, especially on the cover or anything. I think it's the first appearance of the character, so I don't want to dive too deep into it. I also need to change this to a spoil thing on my title because that's not cool to not have that, and then people come to watch it, and all of a sudden I'm leaking all the info about their books because I read a lot of these tonight, so like I have a lot of them still fresh in my head. That's why it's kind of a little bit easier to remember the issues back where like I read Something Is Killing the Children on Monday, so that's why I was kind of like short about that one. But yeah, so this was okay. I didn't grab the new one this week of Punisher War Journal. This is the Brother run. It's a one shot. It was cool. I'm sorry, this is a good one. I'm sorry. This is how all of a sudden like this person who we know and knows the Punisher goes and sets him up basically and puts him on blast on the internet and like in the dark web kind of, and it's like a group of assassins from all over the place are offered money to like locate him, share pictures, like stuff like that to prove he's there and how he's got to kind of escape it. So really cool story going into Daredevil and the Punisher together again. This was a cool little story. Eternal. This is the Axe Eternals. This is number 1. So I think this was a one shot. This is a really cool story about Ajak, who's on the cover. That was Salma Hayek's character in the movie. Basically how she has to lead the group, but just like Iron Man, Phoenix, a couple of the X-Men, a couple of the Avengers, and a couple of the Eternals, Makkari and Cersei, and how they have to kind of take a leap of faith. And it was really well done because it was like Ajak talking to the Celestials and going back, and she kind of has to relive like certain moments and figure her way out of like some dark past stuff, and it's pretty darn good. This was a cool read. James Tynion's new book from Dark Horse Comics. This is Blue Book, issue number 1. It's a little alien story. It was good. It was a little dry. It's super interesting. There's like a little bit of a backstory to it, I think, at the end that I read. It's cool because all the art is these colors, and then the end of it is all black and gray. But this was a cool read. If you're into alien stuff, it's a fast read. Totally worth it, though. I would recommend it. This also wasn't that great for me. This is something, though. So this is Nightcrawler's issue number 1. I grabbed this, like, seeing X-23 as a Nightcrawler was super cool. And I think the best way to describe it is like there's a whole bunch of X-Men who look like Nightcrawler, like it's their version of Nightcrawler themselves. So it's kind of neat like that. The art is really good. The story didn't make much sense to me, but I don't read enough X-Men, and I think that was the problem. So it says Sins of Sinister. This is like part 3 of it. I didn't dive into parts 1 and 2, so I think this was just too confusing because for me, I just don't read it. So it didn't really work for me. This was pretty cool, and I think this is going to get really dark. So this is DC's Dawn of Superman, issue number 1, wraparound cover. Really cool story. Superman, Lex Luthor is like watching the news in jail, and Superman just keeps hearing him because Lex Luthor is talking him through what to do, and like Lex Luthor knows what's to come next, kind of deal. And Superman doesn't want to listen to him, and basically LexCorp is handed to Superman to help him save the world and stay on top of things. So, really cool story. Might be my read of the week. We're gonna go through these. So I've got to give you best cover of the week, worst cover of the week, best read of the week, worst read of the week. So, no. This was cool. See, the Venom one is even cool. Cover. This is tough. This is my worst read of the week. I gotta find a bad cover read. I don't know if we're gonna have a bad cover this week, you guys. Kind of liked all of them. This is a great cover. This is a great read. The Last Barbarians. All right, my worst read of the week was Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 1. Like I said, just not my cup of tea. It's just the way it fell down, you know. No, close. This is my cover of the week, Carnage 7. I think this is super cool. Like I said, I think it's a really good bold cover. A lot of dark reds, a lot of dark blacks punched in there. Very cool. Cover of the week. Which means that's out. Read of the week. This is so tough. This is where it gets hard. All right. I'm not going to choose Do a Power Bomb because if I had the option, I would choose Do a Power Bomb to be read of the week every week that I read it. Superman number 1 was my read of the week. I thought this was super cool. I kind of just described it because it was the last book I showed. Lois Lane is in charge of the Daily Planet. Jimmy Olsen is involved. Lex Luthor, some villains. And again, this is going to test Superman's like love for humanity versus what like he could/should do, if you want to say. So definitely my read of the week. Bad cover of the week. There weren't really many bad covers. I don't think I have a bad cover of the week. I'm trying to look. There were like no dull covers, you know? Like everything had a little bit to it. I might not do one. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to have a bad cover of the week. I can't do it. So read of the week, Superman number 1. Cover of the week, Carnage number 7. And worst read of the week, Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Again, it's just on me, to be honest. Like I'm not involved enough in it. And if I was, I probably would enjoy it. But I haven't read a Spider-Man series I've liked since Spectacular Spider-Man back in like 2018, I think. So it's just been a little while for me, but it's the way it goes. What I have coming up for you guys, again, check out Cole. His link is in the description below. My next video is tomorrow. It'll be at 11 a.m. posted from Trev the Shipping Guru. Basically, I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. It's going to be opening his mail call, which was just a little something, but it was awesome. I showed it off. I got to actually take a picture of it for Instagram still. And then I kind of did, if you remember, I used to do channel surfers on Fridays where I would show off YouTube channels. I basically did that. So if you send me something in the mail, like I'm going to show off your channel because it's cool. I share the screen and go through Trev's channel and show what it's all about. I actually blast YouTube a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't get removed. But that's on me. But that's what I got for you guys. Also, let's look at the calendar. Wednesday is the 1st. So I think for next Monday I'll do the video. I know I'm getting a really cool mystery box from somebody. So I want to save that. I almost want to do that live, to be honest. So I might have like a 5-day video. what I'm talking about is maybe next Monday will be the day I do my first giveaway of some of those old books I was telling you guys I had. Not old books, but books that I have. I'll probably give away like 8 books at once. I'll show them in the first run and then find a way to have you guys enter into a raffle for it, and we'll go with there. So it'll be free. Not looking for money from them. Just want to share some books. We're still on the road to 400. And yeah, it's really all I got for you guys. So I appreciate people checking out the video, the channel. Again, I'm going to have to change the title to Spoils because if I don't, that's just not fair. Like I said, I don't want to be that person. So I appreciate you guys for everything. Seriously, love doing this. We had a great hunt on Friday night on Tony Sanders' channel, and it was a lot of fun. And it was no comic books. It was just the Slabbies. It was just an award show, and the chat was popping just like usual. So it's amazing. It's what we love to see. So I appreciate everybody. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification because I don't do everything with a certain time. If you want to check out more content, and drop a comment down below what you read this week, or if you read any of the stuff I read. I'm still behind, obviously, but I'm catching up as best I can. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Stay safe. Enjoy your comics.